Азербайджанское государство всегда по достоинству оценивало.
The Azerbaijani state has always appreciated the activities and heroism of its sons and daughters. This time too, the heroism of the crew was also acknowledged. 3 of the crew members were posthumously awarded the high title of National Hero, while the 2 surviving crew members were also awarded high state honors. This may be a small consolation for the families who lost their loved ones, but it is also the attitude of the Azerbaijani state towards its citizens. Every deceased person is dear not only for their relatives, for their family, but also for the Azerbaijani state. And the way we promptly reacted to this, the principled manner in which we acted in this situation, goes to show that the life of every Azerbaijani citizen is priceless for us. And we will demand justice and the punishment of those responsible for the deaths of Azerbaijani citizens in this disaster. If timely measures had been taken to close the Russian airspace near the city of Grozny, if all the rules of ground services had been observed, as well as proper coordination between the armed forces of the Russian Federation and civilian services, this tragedy would not have happened. I do not want to disclose all the materials of the criminal case at this point. The initial investigation and its results have been reported to me, but I can say with full certainty that the blame for the deaths of Azerbaijani citizens in this disaster lies with representatives of the Russian Federation. And we demand justice. We demand punishment of the guilty. We demand full transparency and human behavior. The fact that the black boxes were sent to Brazil also shows that we demand objectivity. I already spoke about this after the farewell ceremony for the crew. If we had seen attempts on the part of the official circles of the Russian Federation to objectively investigate this tragedy from the very first minutes or hours, we would most likely have agreed to the decoding of the black boxes by the Interstate Aviation Committee. We have been cooperating with this structure for decades. We have been cooperating with it quite actively, and this structure was essentially in charge of investigating airplane crashes in the former USSR. But when we saw attempts to hush up the case, to brush it off to some birds or a gas cylinder explosion, both I and the Azerbaijani public started to have serious doubts about the objectivity of the investigation by this structure, of course. The black boxes are being decoded now, and I am sure that we will find out preliminary results in the near future, and everything will fall into place. The whole picture of the tragedy will be clear, and this, of course, will be an important part of the full investigation of this tragedy and the punishment of those responsible for it. I have invited members of the families of the victims, as well as members of the crew, in order to personally present these high awards to you. Once again, express my condolences to you, and say that the Azerbaijani state will always stand by your side. I would like to ask you to rest assured that, in any situation in your lives, the strong Azerbaijan state is behind you. The Ministry of Digital Development and Transportation, as well as Azerbaijan Airlines, have been instructed to be in constant touch with you, so that any issues of concern to you can be solved promptly. Once again, please accept my condolences, and rest assured that we will see this investigation through to its conclusion.
Что мы это дело расследования доведем до конца.